What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're down here at Drag Wire Solutions, getting the car professionally wired. And since we're getting it professionally wired, we're also going to be getting some new sensors in this thing. Check this out. Forrest with Scarlet Solutions. He's hooking us up with all new sensors for the brand new ride. Check it out, guys.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, sir.
All right, y'all seen Forrest a bunch. He's always on John Dock's YouTube channel. Always.
I don't know if I want to be claimed by that or not. I don't want to, I'm the guy from John Dock's channel.
So-
I don't know, is that good or bad?
So he's got the beautiful red Camaro. What year is that car?
71.
71.
71.
Slick,
Z28.
all steel, all glass.
Yeah, it's okay. It's always a work in progress.
Is
They all are.
that's
I think they all are.
that is always. And he just recently opened a new company,
Scarlet Solutions.
Scarlet Solutions. What all do you do?
So we do all kinds of sensors for your car. We do connectors, we do lights, kind of an array of stuff. But I always liked sensors and messing with sensors and kind of playing with them and developing them and whatever. And I'd kind of, have a regular job I do during the day. And then I had messed with a bunch of sensors and I finally was like, okay, let's start selling some of them.
Right.
And it kind of just, went from there. And so it's still growing. I'd like to think it's a complete line of sensors, but in all reality, it's probably not quite yet. But we're working in that direction. Anything that I develop, I test it in-house and put it on my own cars and use it and make sure that it's good before it ever goes out. So, in my opinion, when they do go out, they're the best one on the market. And I try to keep the prices where they're more like a budget-oriented sensor. Not everybody can afford $150 for a pressure transducer.
Right.
But you also want something that's better than the $20 Amazon dry ceramic.
Come on, man. Is that why they fail?
They're really not designed to be in a car environment. Is the reason that they fail.
Okay, so I'm gonna go show you in the trailer, and I've got like oodles of those $15 Amazon specials.
I bought a car yesterday that had low oil pressure, and the guy told us that the motor was blown up, and I took out that sensor and screwed in mine and calibrated it right. And I don't think I'm gonna take the engine out of it. Like, seriously.
Well, look, I've
Mustang. It's on my page. Go look at it.
I have lost races because of oil pressure safeties, dome pressures going out because I had a cheap sensor in it.
Yeah, and a lot of times you put those sensors in and you get by for a while and it's fine.
Right.
And then those are strange to me because usually when you have a sensor fail, it reads a low error like on Holly, like it's unplugged or whatever. But the one that was in the car I bought yesterday just straight read low.
It was just
when the car
wrong.
would get warm.
Right.
And I'm like, well, maybe it's losing oil pressure as the car gets warm, but then you screw a different sensor in it and it doesn't lose oil pressure when it's warm, and they're wide in together where you can look at them. So it's like, I think the sensor.
Have you called old boy yet and told him the motor was good?
I haven't yet because I haven't spooled it and made a pull on
Right.
it and played with it yet. Which
So if he watches this channel, he might be upset.
he's a nice guy and I feel like he really liked me, but he
Right.
might be like, man, really?
Really? I've lost tons of money by doing that too, though. Just you think something is wrong, and then it's actually not what you initial.
Yeah. And, my natural
Man.
instinct is to hit the worst case scenario.
Absolutely.
So anytime I hit the button on mine, it doesn't start right up. Oh, it broke.
So he's got a ton of sensors over here, man. What are these over here? So these are shock sensor, travel sensors.
Shock travel sensors pretty much in all the lengths. Mine are all 5/8 inch in diameter because I think that's the most useful size. A half inch is kind of small, and maybe sometimes gets deflection, maybe it doesn't. And then the really large ones or square ones. Sometimes on some chassis, you can't get away with them. But the 5/8 is nice because it's a tough sensor, but it's not so big that's in the way. And then we have the 2-inch ones for like your transmission, like shifter linkage, so you can back up without mashing a button.
Oh, gotcha.
Or if you're John Dock, you use that as your TPS sensor on the big blower thing. And
Is that what he's got?
Yeah. And
wow.
And it's lots of vibration, lots of moving around, and the signal on it's perfectly clean.
Open one of those up. Let's see how that one looks. I hadn't seen the way they look in.
Let's open one
in
that's probably
person.
like prettier.
Go to his website. He goes Scarlet Solutions. Go check him. Man, that is nice. Look, it's even engraved.
Yeah.
Or is that a sticker? Is it
No,
engraved?
it's engraved.
Ooh, that looks
It's
good.
engraved.
That looks good.
I really like for the decal to cover the whole thing, but how the world is these days, and then people will be like, well, it's just somebody else's sensor with a sticker.
Oh,
on it. So
gotcha.
I have them engrave them when they make them.
Man, that is
each
pretty.
one.
That is
Which
nice.
some of them too, depending on what length you get,
Right.
the sticker will actually cover the whole thing and cover the engraving. But
Oh, gotcha.
And you know, if you don't like the colors, obviously the stickers can come off and it'll be just nice silver, you know,
Right.
sensor. But there's like the 10 inch.
Oh,
like that.
gotcha.
I figured, and then I have the no prep version over here. I don't know
Right.
who gets down with something that long. But,
Right.
if you
That's
can
a
use it,
little
we
massive.
have them.
How long is that one exactly?
That one's 12.
12.
So it actually probably extends like 11.
Right.
And, you know, some change. But
That's crazy, isn't it?
if you extend that
Baja.
far, yeah, it's going to be looking like a Tonka truck.
Well,
so anyway,
well, there you go over there.
that's
full
that's why
that full
there's two
travel.
of these over here is full travel. So I figured the two of those would be
Right.
useful for that. And then the pressure transducers are kind of the next big thing. They're a high quality, you know, transducer. They're really resistant. They've been on a bunch of drag and drive cars that were really fast. They've been on my personal cars. They're on John Dock's cars, and you know, if you could tear up a cinder block,
He can do it.
He can do it, and knock on wood, he's never had one fail.
Right.
Which I feel like is more of an accomplishment than even a drag and drive.
Right.
So we do 5-bar map sensors, all your pressures, 1-bar map sensors for like the nitrous and NA guys, because you know I'm still a nitrous guy at heart. I love it.
Right.
They
And
are in
I
process.
and I actually run a 1-bar on the valve cover.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I like to monitor crankcase pressure.
Yeah.
It'll tell you when the rings get a little unhappy.
I do that on all the nitrous stuff.
Right.
And you know that's what you live and die by on nitrous pan vac.
Right.
It's like, oh, I blew it up or I didn't.
Right.
You know, so it's kind of.
Which I guess, you know, technically, I guess I should probably. It does see some pressure. So 1 bar is, what does 1 bar read? It just reads
1
minus.
bar is negative, like negative 1 atmosphere, so negative 14.7 to 0.
Okay, so I think
so
I
you actually had one that was 2 bars,
2 bar.
and it was negative 14 to 14.
Yes,
It'd probably be
that's
10.
that's what I have to run. That's right. That's what I've been running. But I've been running the old cheapo that I get from Amazon, and it lasts about, I don't know how long it lasts. Currently, it's not working.
Some of them last for quite a while. I mean,
Right.
I'll give them that.
It is amazing though, but you never can tell.
At the
Right?
same time, you know, when you're out at the race and the sensor's not working, you know, you're like, did I blow it up or is the sensor
Right.
bad? And, you know, these are a little more expensive, but in all reality, it's not that much more money for the difference in the quality of data that you get and the reliability.
No,
You're not
that's
going to put one of my sensors on your car and it fail in a few months just because of whatever. Now, obviously,
Right.
like everybody else, I tell people, mount them on a remote block so they're not vibrating because no sensor likes vibration.
Oh yeah, yeah. Right.
However, some of these, like I say, the yellow car, my dad's car, is a big block nitrous car, and I've had one of those threaded directly into the intake manifold for about 3 years, and I think the cam lift on it this time is pretty close to an inch, and I drive it on the road.
Oh, wow.
So it's, you know,
It's a little bumpy.
It's a little bumpy, and
Right.
that sensor hasn't failed.
Right.
When it does, it doesn't owe me anything.
Right, that's right. That's
so
exactly right.
I won't complain about it. But and then we do, you know, temperature sensors for your coolant temp, your transmission temperature. We do infrared tire and track temperature.
Oh, that is
Those are
pretty
neat.
cool.
John Dock loves those too.
That is neat.
So your buddy doesn't get drunk and forget, you know, when he shot the track with the thing, or, you know, you don't remember what the temperature was 3 months from now when you're trying to pick a tune file again. Those are neat.
Huh. You know, and with some advanced Holly capabilities, you could do an advanced table to where if the track temperature is so high, pull out an extra degree or two, change the booster amp.
Exactly.
Man, that's pretty cool.
If you're me, you just plan on going up there and spinning the tires when it's really hot because, you know, you're trying
That's
to bring
generally
it
what
on,
happens
that's
almost.
generally what happens. But if you were tech savvy with it, you could use that to your advantage.
That is
I
pretty
think
cool.
it's probably a benefit to a lot of people. And then I feel like I started a business for sensors, but what people know us for mostly is the gangster lights because it's the best LED that you can get. One of those in there on the crossbar or the roll cage will light up your life.
Right.
It is all you need, and you may need sunglasses.
Right.
One in the car, one in the engine bay, and one under the car will light up that car
Everything.
like it's, you know, a Fast and the Furious movie. So, and we do the roll bar mounts. That's a zip tie style mount. we're working on magnetic mounts, and we have some of those there on some of my own cars, but I want to make sure that they don't fly off and hit anybody on the head before I put them on the website.
Dude, zippy ties is perfect though, because if you want to move it, if you want to change it, you just snip it, put new zip ties on it, and you're done.
Exactly, and it's really convenient and it's secure. And
it's never going anywhere. I mean, I've had whole cars held together with zip ties and wire nuts.
Zip ties and duct tape is drag racing, isn't it?
No wire nuts over here. So he's got Mac valves as well.
Mac valves, remote mounts, and then I've got my nitrous stuff down here. Digital nitrous pressure gauges, they're really nice. I've got bottle heaters. These are not on the website yet. It's a dual voltage, but I'm still doing some testing with those and playing with them. Because like I say, I try to make sure that everything is 100% perfect like I would want it before I ever send them out. So you may see some of these in the wild.
Now how does that work with dual voltage?
So you have your AC plug here,
I see.
and then this you would crimp to ideally a Scarlet Solutions Deutsch connector, but then your drill battery, so that you can have, the bottle. What I do is bottle heater in the car at the pit using the generator plug, get it warm, and then you can just unhook from that and snap your drill battery on when you go up to the lanes and go mobile. Whereas, a lot of times if you don't have a dual voltage, you're taking a bottle heater off, putting another one on.
Right.
I don't think it makes sense.
That's also why you nitrous guys have generators in the pits. Of the golf cart, right?
You get a little Honda on the golf cart.
Yes, little 1,000 watt. Okay,
that's the move.
So that'll stop
Been there,
that.
done that. It'll stop that.
Interesting.
It's really nice.
Okay.
It doesn't substitute for the bottle bath, which is probably the ideal way of doing it.
Right.
But most people are not going to go through the drama of having a bottle bath in their trailer unless they're really serious. And I've never even done that. So
I got you. Man, that is pretty cool. Yeah. So this nitrous gauge, though, that's
another crowd favorite around here.
Wow. So it reads here as well.
Yeah, it reads here, and it's got a really nice light on it. I don't know how bright it'll be if you turn it on in here. And it's programmable. The instructions, I wrote them, so they're pretty good. I'd like to think they're pretty good.
Right.
But they're set up for, a regular person like a racer to be able to go through and change the settings. So you can change, does it stay on when you turn it on? Does it stay on for a certain amount of time? Does the backlight stay on continuously? Because what I like is I turn it on, the backlight comes on immediately, and it stays on the entire time.
Right.
Some people like for it to turn off because they're worried that the battery will die. The batteries last a good long time. It's on power saving mode. It's supposed to last 2,000 hours, and if you get to race enough that you use up 2,000 hours of battery, I don't get to spend that much time at a racetrack.
And so with the Holly, if you want the Holly to log it, you would have another higher transducer here.
You would have another one, and I've been playing around in my shop with pulling from that, and feeding the Holly that. So that's potentially in process, but that's yet another thing that's in a million pieces on the bench in my shop, and kind of on a test harness. I do a lot of that.
Gotcha. So you sell these kits as well?
We sell Deutsch connector kits as well that are really nice. They come with an easy-to-use crimper. You watch Devin do a Deutsch connector, and you got all these adjustments for this and that, and your depth, whatever. And the stuff he does is absolutely ideal. With these, though, if you buy a box from me, it has a crimper that is for that particular size pin, and you essentially take it. Let's see, I can put one in here without screwing it up.
I've never used one of these. This does not look like a wire nut.
I'm going to teach you how.
Does not look like a wire
really
nut.
Complex operations here. Okay. Take the pin that's in the box that this crimper came out of, drop it in, strip your wire, drop your wire in there from the same size. Okay. Yep. Bang, and it's done.
What?
And it's perfect every time.
No doubt, really?
No doubt. It's ideal.
How does that come out? Oh, it comes back out the same way it went in.
Just like
so you don't have to feed it through?
And it's got a perfect crimp right there. Now, if you're using different size wires and kind of moving around, sometimes you have to adjust this a slight amount.
Right.
But that's kind of in extreme circumstances, and I find it's very rare that I need to adjust it. Obviously, give it the tug test afterwards because it's very scientific to take the wire here and yank on it.
Right.
But they work great. They're on all of my cars.
Wow, that is a pretty cool kit.
I wired the whole yellow car like that, and although I managed to tear it up, it doesn't have wiring related failure.
That is pretty cool. That is a pretty cool. That would be super handy to have in the trailer.
In the trailer, yeah.
Right, in the race car trailer, you're at the track.
There's 3 different kits. There's your DTM, which is the really small stuff for like sensor leads, and that's ideal for wiring up a shock travel sensor. There's the DT, which is kind of in the middle. Those are 13 amps a pin. that's the best, like universal, like I want something to know that I can get the job done. Those are probably the best. And then you have your DTP, which is like your fan, your fuel pump, your big stuff that's using 12 gauge wire.
So my solution to that is having crimpers and wire nuts. Never
video of that before.
That's never the proper solution. This needs to go in. I'm gonna get one of these to go in my trailer for sure.
I'm not gonna say that won't get the job done.
My problem is I 100% have the fixed mentality. So that's how, once I fix it, rig it, get it to work.
Those drag strip repairs last forever.
I never change it until it fails. When I'm in a final round or the car won't, when I need it to not fail.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
man, that kit right there is awesome. And this right here, though, I've seen kits out there, and none of them come with tools.
None of them come with tools,
and that's the scary part.
And you don't know what tool to buy because they're different sizes for different stuff, and that's why. And I have people ask me all the time about selling connectors separate or selling tools separate. And I could do that, but that kind of takes away the purpose of this kit because in my mind, this kit is, okay, I have these pins, these connectors, and this tool, and it all works together with this size wire.
Right.
And if you look at the website, every wire size is listed on there and what kit you would use with that.
Right.
So if you have one of each of them, that's kind of an investment to start with, but you'll always walk over and have something. All this works together. I'm not mismatching things. I'm not going to crimp something and it not be right.
Because that is the problem. Because I've purchased these little connectors and I don't have the right tool, and then nothing goes together, and then and then you're cussing, and
then it won't capture housing.
So that's why I've never done it. That's why I've always used wire nuts.
Well, this solves that problem.
Man, that's awesome.
It's neat. It's a neat deal.
So Forrest has come up with some pretty cool stuff, guys. He's got some neat stuff. So we're going to be using his sensors on the car.
You guys will get to see it on the car, so you see if it fails or not.
Yeah, that's right. We show
it.
It'll be
on there.
Yeah, that's right.
It'll be on there, which is fine with me because anything I put out, I have really good confidence in.
Well, and race cars,
I don't have a full line yet.
Right, and race car stuff. I mean, it's race car stuff. It's prone to failure. We've torture tested it. And and it just is what it is. It's part of racing.
It can find a way to be torn up. We find a way to
That's right. Well, y'all go check them out, man. Austin's going to be using the sensors, Scarlet Solutions.
Austin uses them on a lot.
Yeah. So that's right. He uses them a ton. So y'all can hit Forrest up, or you can get Austin if you bring your car up here to wire. He can
provide sensors for you. You can order them from me, however you want to do it.
That's right. Just drop them off here and be done.
You can always message me on social media. Another thing is people on my website keep saying that there's not a phone number on there. It's because I don't want so many like car insurance calls and that kind of thing. But if you message that website and send your phone number, I will call you back nearly immediately.
Right.
It's not like a off court, whatever.
Right.
There's not a real person to talk to.
So. Check them out, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. See you.